Let's bring in Hans von Spakovsky. He's a senior legal fellow at the Heritage Foundation and a former member of the Federal Election Commission. So, in other words, a great guest. How do you see Colorado?
I think we're going to get perhaps a unanimous decision, maybe 7-2, throwing out the Colorado decision. There are multiple reasons why what Colorado did was unconstitutional, and under all of those, Colorado loses.
The justices are typically quite busy through the end of June, maybe early July. Do you have any sense of when we may hear from them?
I think we will hear very quickly. Remember, the Trump team asked the court to take it up over the Christmas break within 2 days. The court said they would take it to grant oral arguments a month later. That's a rocket docket for the court, and they know absentee ballots are being sent out all over the country, so they realize they've got to decide quickly.
All right, to another case in Georgia where you had the district attorney admitting to an improper relationship with the special prosecutor, Fani Willis, saying, quote, while the allegations raised in the various motions are salacious and garnered the media attention they were designed to obtain, none provide this court with any basis upon which to order the relief they seek. The attacks on Special Prosecutor Wade's qualifications are factually inaccurate, unsupported, and malicious. How devastating is the admission of this relationship?
Oh, she's got very serious problems, and I've heard from a source that further motions are going to be filed this week with additional grounds for her to be recused. Remember when she made a statement at her church accusing those who were filing these motions of racial animus? That is an outright violation of the Professional Code of Conduct for prosecutors. You cannot make statements outside of a courtroom that hold up a defendant to public condemnation. The other violation, and this is very serious, is a criminal prosecutor cannot threaten a criminal prosecution in order to gain an advantage in a civil matter. She did exactly that. When she filed a motion to stop the deposition of her in the divorce case, she said in the motion that she accused the wife of interfering with a criminal prosecution and told the court she needed time to open up a criminal investigation of the wife. That is an outright violation of the code, and both of those are grounds for her to be recused from the case.
Do you expect the district attorney and the special prosecutor both to be disqualified in this case?
I think the judge has no choice but to do that because of the numerous violations, not just of the Professional Code of Conduct, but violations, for example, of Georgia law. She never got permission from the county commission to hire a special prosecutor or to pay him. That's an outright violation of state law.
How do you expect Georgia to play out this case?
I think she will either remove herself or she will be recused. And under Georgia rules, if she is recused from the case, her entire office has to be recused. In that case, the judge will refer this to a different county, a different prosecutor who will then reevaluate and decide whether to continue with the case.
Okay, so you're a legal eagle. If you were representing former President Trump, which of the cases against him might concern you?
Oh, I think they would all concern me, everything from the cases in New York, the civil case, to the federal case in D.C., to the Georgia case. But the Georgia case, Fani Willis has made so many mistakes and so many ethical violations in the case that I think there's a good shot of the case being dismissed, or at the very least, an appellate court overturning it if she could ever even get a conviction.
Classified documents case in Florida, is that troubling?
That is also troubling, but, you know, we're hearing reports that there's going to be a report issued very soon on Joe Biden and his basically keeping classified documents. And the Justice Department is going to have a hard time with selective prosecution if they say, well, we're not going to go after Joe Biden. He didn't do anything wrong. And yet they're going after former President Trump.
Fascinating. Hans von Spakovsky, forgive me. Easy for me to say. Welcome. Thank you for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.